Hey guys, welcome to BP the Bible Perspective. I want to share a few thoughts on Kirk Franklin and his wife, Media Blitz, to repair the damaged image of Kirk Franklin's tirade. He cursed out his son. Now, before I do, please like and share this video and subscribe to BP the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comments section below. All comments are welcome. Well, you know, Kirk Franklin and his wife, this is on the Tamron Hall show, but I think they've done a few other media spots. Now, this was in response to the Kirk Franklin's oldest son, who was before their marriage, before his present marriage to his wife, of 25 years here, released a tape where, in my opinion, he just baits Kirk. And that's all, by the way, as teenagers and kids can do. They can take parents there. And Kirk curses out his son. His son is even on the tape saying, do it, I dare you. Because Kirk is like, I'll break my foot off in your bleep, 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 bleep. And so to me, it was the setup. And now Kirk Franklin is doing the media repair image tour. He released a short video apologizing to his fans and sort of explaining that, well, my son, baited me, and he has troubles, and we've been dealing with him forever with a therapist, yada yada yada. Interesting enough, the baby mama, which is Carrie Ann's mother, also appeared on a social media and basically said, Kirk's a good guy, and yeah, even though I love my son did, in other words, threw the son under the bus, which kind of makes me wonder, is she getting money from Kirk, child support or whatever, even though, this is just pure speculation, by the way, because the son is 33 years old, so well past the age of child support. However, being in the same orbit as Kirk Franklin, she could get some mileage out of that. Pure speculation. And I'll even admit it might even be a little unfair to attach those motives to even suggest that. But anyway, but I'm going to tell you why I'm defending saying it is because, again, yes, the son is 33, and I have to stop and wonder what kind of enablement that both of the parents, how they enabled Carry On. And so that being that as it may, now Kirk is doing the media repair image, right? He's doing the media repair image tour. And of course, being the megastar that he is, and for those of you who don't know who Kirk Franklin is, I'm not necessarily a Kirk Franklin fan in that I recognize his talent. I recognize how he certainly has made an impact on gospel music, which brings me to my point. And as you know, I brought up the question, are they products of the church, or are they products of the gospel music industry? Why do I say that? This tour, let me bring it back up here. This tour here is it to make peace with his son, and maybe even heal those who were shocked and possibly wounded by Kirk Franklin's outburst? And by the way, that's a legitimate point, that people can be hurt by a leader or famous person in the faith. They could be wounded by their actions. So that's a valid point. So the question is, what is it that Kirk is doing? Now, I'm not here to judge their relationship with their son. Only comment, but not judge. Because I'm not there, I certainly have in no way in a position to judge. But what I am saying here is, what are they doing by going on different media? See, when people go on the media, it kind of reveals, in a sense, what their motives are. For example, there was a pastor who has been under fire. So what does he do? He goes on Fox News. So that's an example of that. Why is a pastor going on Fox News over a gospel issue? Because it's not about the gospel. Now, the same thing with here, that Kirk Franklin and his wife, they're repairing image. Why? Because image sells. Why? Because they're in the gospel music industry. And the gospel music industry is the label that pays them. It's their bread and butter. Which is, of course, to me, I don't understand why the son is so visceral against his father, since potentially that's his money too. But that's another video, another story. What I am going to say is that this media blitz, in other words, did the church produce this? When I say products of the church, are they sitting under good gospel preaching ministries and then benefiting from gospel preaching ministry? And I'm only asking the question because when I listen to this interview that they did, when I listen to this interview, I don't hear gospel. I don't hear God's word. However, what I am going to say is the gospel music industry that made them millionaires and famous. That gospel music industry is no different than their secular counterpart. No different. The way they run their business. Now, oftentimes, because they have gospel in it, people think that they operate on gospel principles. They don't. It is just as cutthroat, just as ruthless. Kirk Franklin himself, remember, has been sued unsuccessfully by people who thought they were entitled to some of his profits. Okay, and that's another story too, because there's a story there. Again, not making a judgment, but my point is that it is the gospel music industry. Kirk Franklin, of course, music and style itself is one that people have criticized as well as supported. In other words, people have said that it's too worldly. My point is this: he found a niche in the gospel music industry, and he made millions from it. And my point is, this is what he is trying to repair or maintain, because Christians can be finicky. In other words, if they perceived, or they like to pretend like they're holy, they like to pretend like, I don't like the worldly beats, when they, in reality, excuse me, love the worldly beats. And so therefore you have to kind of maintain the image of, I'm pretending to be a Christian, I'm pretending to be gospel. And the reality is, it's just an industry. The gospel music industry is just that. But it is the industry that pays him. It is the industry that makes him millions. And if he wants to make more albums, more songs, hey, he's going on this tour to say, hey, I'm not such a bad guy, and you have to understand my son and other whatever, Many years ago, he kind of came out and kind of talked about his former addiction to porn. Now, again, when these kinds of things come out, was he given just a testimony, or were there going to be PR that comes out about this? So here's my point. The product, okay, what is it that they're protecting the brand, or are they protecting God's image, or are they trying to repair the breach? I'm going to say they're protecting their brand, that this media tour is about the brand, and the gospel music industry is no different. Look, that's my perspective. Don't forget to like and share this video. And if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comments section below. Till next time, I'll see you then.